On August 18th, 2025, I began teaching a 5.5-day long class on building the wood duck kayak. The 4 participants were all from the Midwest. 3 built the Wood Duck 12 and 1 the Wood Duck 14. All of the stitch and glue kits were from Chesapeake Light Craft. On Monday, we unpacked the kits and began preparing the panels by sanding and beveling all of the mating edges. We then began assembling the panels by stitching them together with copper wires. As the panels came together, so too did the shape of the boat. On day 2, we aligned all of the parts and began stitching the panels together with CA glue, which can be seen in this photo. We were then able to remove the copper wires. So we've got our epoxy all set up now. Now, this is a 2-to-1 epoxy, and the great thing about this is the pump will measure two portions to 1 portion. And so when you're doing this, what we're going to want to do is to pump 1 and then this one. So that's 1. Don't like 12, and then you're like, is that 11 or 12? So if you go back and forth, and you don't mess it up.
So this is actually 1 pump is 2?
Yeah.
Two amounts,
Gotcha,
and this is
gotcha.
1. Yep.
Thank you.
I always like to keep both nozzles over the cup so you're not having to move back and forth, because it will keep dripping. So we want 1, and we want to make sure that they come all the way up. As they get a little older, sometimes they move up a little slower, especially if it's cold. So
Well, we know about that, Bob.
2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. So that's what we're going to do for our first bed. So we're going to start mixing now. If you're unfamiliar with this and you want to make sure that it gets mixed really good, the rule of thumb is 2 minutes. I don't think it takes 2 minutes personally. So this is also why I don't do 2 minutes, because I'm going to continue to mix with the flour. So we're going to just start putting some wood flour in there.
You just go on the wood flour, you just go by consistency on that one?
You
Bob?
do, yeah.
Okay,
So
thank you.
as you can see here, as it's mixing, what we're looking for is a peanut butter consistency. It just a way for it to stand up. And then we want to get our epoxy in there. So we'll probably get a half hour out of this maybe.
Okay.
So I'm just got about 3/8 of an inch there. Yep. And then this part we just want to kind of wrap up like this. Okay, so what I've got here is a popsicle stick, and Pat ground the edge so we have kind of a little chisel point to it, and you'll see why that is important. So, so basically what you want to do is to just start and squeeze. One of the mistakes some people make is put way too big a bead. So you can see that's like about, I would call it a 5/16, 3/8 inch bead. You can see how that's going to get right in that crack really well. is we want to take the round part of the stick and make a fillet. And if it gets pretty gooey, then you want to just take it off there. But sometimes if you have a lot, then you take this chisel part and you can kind of clean up the edges like that. Once the fillets were in, we laid in fiberglass tape on all of the joints, followed by brushing it with epoxy. Day 3 began with us laying the fiberglass and resin in the cockpit. While the hull epoxy was curing, we began assembling the deck. The same fillet and epoxy tape was followed for the deck. On day 4, the underside of the deck received a fill coat of epoxy, and the hulls were prepped for fiberglassing. All the way down to the edge too. I'll use a cloth with All of the kayaks got fiberglass and with a fill coat added. The decks also received a coat of resin. Day 5 began with the layout and cutting of the hatch. The hatch lip was also glued in place.
Pretty cool.
We also got the end pour completed.
It's getting there.
On our last half day, we got the decks fitted and cleaned up. All in all, it was a great week working with 4 great guys. If you're interested in upcoming kayak classes, follow this link, which is in the description. And remember, if you're going to make it beautiful.